was easy.
Hey guys, I'm Jasmine, and my whole channel is about how to manifest a specific person. So this video is about how I attracted love at first sight using law of attraction. So I have a knack for attracting specific people into my life. Either before I have met them or after I have met them, I can manifest them in a new way in accordance with my desire. So some of you are looking to attract people that you have not met yet, but you want to create a specific lover, a specific person, and a specific experience. And some of you have already manifested a specific person into your life, and you want to change the experience that you're having with them to be more ideal for you. It doesn't really matter what you're trying to do. Everything on my channel is going to help you do both of those things. So make sure that you stick around until the end of the video, because I'm going to tell you guys the number one mistake that people make when they are trying to apply this process and what you can do to get it right. So when most people think about a love at first sight experience, they're thinking about love at first sight. So that's something that you would have to create before you've met the person. But if you already have a specific person and you want to create love at first sight in a mutual way with them and kind of experience those feelings all over again, or recreate that experience with them in a brand new way, you could also use this technique. Once you already know someone, your relationship can change in any way. It can take any shape or any form. So you could have started off with a love at first sight experience and then end up with a relationship with two people that don't want anything to do with each other, and vice versa. You could reach that point where you don't want anything to do with each other, and then you could create a relationship with that same person where you want everything to do with each other all the time. And you could even add in a love at first sight sort of experience, throw that in there for the icing on top. So you can manifest love at first sight for a variety of reasons. But here's how I manifested love at first sight. So when I'm trying to manifest something, the way that I do it is I take on the essence of the feeling of what I want. So, by the way, if you have not watched my part 1 video on my 5-step process on how to manifest anything, that's going to be in the link below, or the first video in the playlist that I'm going to show at the end of this video. But what I personally do is I capture the essence of what I want. So first of all, you have to get very specific on what you want. You have to identify what you want. You have to know what you want specifically. Okay, so part of this is allowing yourself to want what you want. You're allowed to want what you want, and nothing has to be in the way. There's no oppositional force. There's no if, and, or but. There's just, I want this thing and I'm going to manifest it. So I decided that I wanted a mutual recognition, love at first sight sort of experience. So I was aware that I was creating this with someone that I have never met before. Now, I already have a specific person in my life, and I recreate our relationship the way that I want to create it, but we had never had the love at first sight experience, and I didn't want to create that with him. I wanted to create it with someone new. So what I did is I got very clear on that I'm going to create this experience, and I was open as far as the way that it could come about. I was open to it coming through him, and I was open to it coming through any other venue, which is very important, because when you have no insistence on outcome, that's the same thing as trusting the universe, surrender, believing, being very calm and peaceful about what you want, and that's a really important key to manifesting anything. So you really want to make sure that you're detached from outcome and not insistent on how it needs to come about. So what I did is I just captured the essence of what I wanted. I would think about, what does love at first sight feel like? What does that feel like? And I would relish in the feeling of the experience of that. I captured the core essence of what it feels like to have love at first sight with someone, to recognize them, recognizing you, to feel like we're on the same page, we're seeing eye to eye, we're meeting minds, we're meeting hearts, and it's like I know you and I love you, and it's just that connection, this very unique connection. And so all of those things that I wanted to experience, I encompassed all of that inside my visualization and my experience of this happening. Now, because I wasn't trying to manifest this through a specific person that I already knew, it wasn't necessarily that important for me to have a snapshot of a specific person that I was like looking into their eyes, but I had examples in my head of where this had happened to me before, and so I would kind of use the feeling and remembrance of when I had kind of a love at first sight experience in the past, and I would bring that into the visualization to kind of help it along because that would invoke the feelings within me. So I would use that, and I had a couple experiences that I would use to invoke those feelings, but I wasn't necessarily focusing on those specific people that I had had it with before. So what's important is that you're invoking the feelings of that love at first sight and that recognition, and bringing that in and focusing on how that feels and how lovely that is and how nice that is. You want to engage with the feeling of the experience. So I would also spend some time just trying to insert myself into the situation without really focusing on a face or a specific person, relishing in the feeling of the fully fledged out manifested result. When I want to manifest something, whether big or small, especially something that kind of feels big, like love at first sight, that feels a little bit big. It feels a little bit like the universe has to bring it about for you. It feels a little bit like destiny and fate. We put a little bit too much importance on this. So something a little bit bigger like that, I give it about 1 or 2 weeks to manifest if I'm thinking about it and embodying it every day, several times a day. I would say that I had the idea of manifesting this for probably like months before I actually did. But once I started really doing the exercise of embodying the feeling and capturing the essence and practicing that several times a day, it probably took about 2 weeks or less, or maybe around that time. But 1 to 2 weeks of practicing several times a day on a daily basis consistently is about what it would take to manifest anything. So as long as you're practicing, capturing the essence of the fully fledged out result a few times a day, in my experience, I would be able to manifest most definitely within 1 to 2 weeks. So I'm going to give you a really, really important tip when you're manifesting anything. When you're on the way to manifesting that fully fledged out result, you want to acknowledge any evidence of the manifestation that you're experiencing along the way. So that would be anything that appears to be similar to that manifestation, similar in vibration, similar in essence. So let's say that along the way to my manifestation, I observe 2 people in a movie having love at first sight. That would be most definitely an evidence of my manifestation coming to me, because it makes me feel the essence of my desire. So that means it's an evidence of my manifestation on the way. Anything that reminds you of that, anything that makes you feel that, it could be a song on the radio. It's important for you to acknowledge all of those things and appreciate them for what they are, which they're indicators that what you want is on the way. I think that the number one mistake that people make when they're trying to manifest love at first sight is thinking that it's a rarity, thinking that it's rare, that it has to fall out of the sky, that it's like fate has to do it, destiny has to do it, or that it's unlikely. None of those things are true. There is no chances of anything happening. It's not based on likelihood. It's completely based on what are you embodying? What are you experiencing? What are the vibrations that you're giving off, and what are you in alignment with? If you're in alignment with it, it will manifest. It doesn't matter if that's the lottery or World War. It will manifest. So all you have to do is get into alignment with it. That is your chances right there. It's no harder to create a castle as it is a button. Okay, that's Abraham Hicks. So it doesn't matter what you want. It's all just 100% up to what you're feeling and vibrating and believing. So if you believe it's harder, it's going to be hard. If you believe it's 1 in a million, you're probably not going to be able to do it. So just understand that you can actually manifest this as much as you want all day long, every day. You can actually manifest a love at first sight condition that is elongated over a period of months or years or even a lifetime. You could consistently create a situation where you and someone else are always in that love at first sight mode. It's like, I see you and I love you. I see into your soul. It's that feeling, that recognition. I think that we call that bubble love, or I call that bubble love because I have manifested that before. It's the most amazing thing in the world. But I'm just saying that it's not a game of chance. This is not a game of chance. This is a game of what are you doing with your vibration, and you will attract in accordance to the essence of what you are embodying. If you have any questions about this, comment below and let me know, and I will answer your questions, and I will also create videos around your questions. If you got value out of this, click the like button, let YouTube know this is an awesome video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm a brand new channel. I'm not new at this, but I am a brand new channel, so please subscribe and share with your friends as well. Don't forget that I do have coaching available. I can actually coach you to manifest anything that you want in this world. So that link is below in the description. Please join me for coaching. I have some openings, and I will see you in the next video.
That was easy.